Stop saying yes to every AI project that comes your way. If your team is small, you're not being a hero, you're creating a bottleneck that will slow the entire company down. But what if I told you there's a system to handle this? A way to choose the right projects, get the B-list projects done without your team, and actually make progress. I'm going to show you the exact framework I use, not just to survive the flood of requests, but to actually thrive. You know the feeling. You're a tech lead sitting in a meeting with a business team. As they talk, your brain just lights up. You see two, three, maybe five amazing opportunities to use AI. We could automate our email responses. We could build a chatbot to manage our internal documents. Wow, easy win. We could analyze legal documents automatically. That's a game changer. The potential is massive. You get excited, they get excited, and then reality hits you like a ton of bricks. Your team? It's small. You're already swamped. My biggest fear in those conversations isn't the tech. It's generating all this excitement and then having to say, but we can't get to it for 9 months. You create expectations you can't meet, and you risk looking like the department of no. It feels like you're letting valuable opportunities just wither and die on the vine. And while you're stuck, you just know a competitor is out there, moving faster. So, how do you decide what to work on? You don't need to reinvent the wheel. I use a simple but incredibly powerful method that the big consulting firms use, a prioritization grid. Think of it like a prism. On one axis, you have value to the business. On the other, you have the feasibility. Every single idea, every request gets plotted on this map. This gives you four quadrants, but we really only care about one to start. The first axis, value, forces us to quantify how a project helps the business making money, making customers happy. Gartner breaks this down into four key ratings. When we evaluate a project, we score it from 0 to 4. 0, negligible. An interesting idea, but it's doubtful it will create real value. 1, low. A slight process improvement, but hard to translate into cost savings or revenue. 2, moderate. An incremental, but significant improvement to an existing process that will clearly result in increased revenue or cost savings. 3, high. Enables a new way of working that results in significant revenue or cost savings. 4, transformational. This is the holy grail. It enables entirely new ways of doing business and has the potential to shift industry dynamics. The second axis, feasibility, is about our real-world ability to get it done. It's not just about coding, it's about technical feasibility, internal readiness, and external readiness. Again, we use a simple scoring system. 0, impossible. There is a very low chance we can actually implement this. 1, challenging. It's possible, but we'd have to overcome significant barriers. 2, C, complicated. We can do it, but we'll face moderate obstacles along the way. 3, doable. We can implement this with only minor obstacles. 4, easy. The project is well within our current capabilities. When you plot all your projects on this prism, one quadrant becomes your absolute priority: high value, a score of 3 or 4, and high feasibility, a score of 3 or 4. These are your golden geese, your quick wins, the low-hanging fruit. These are the projects that deliver a big punch without requiring us to climb a mountain. Our rule is simple. We always attack this quadrant first. Why? Because these wins build momentum. They show the rest of the company that the AI team delivers real, measurable value. They basically pay for the bigger, more ambitious projects we want to tackle later. They turn you from the department of no into the department of, wow, that was fast. Okay, great. We've picked off the high value, high feasibility projects. But what about that giant backlog of other valuable ideas? Do we just tell the other departments too bad? No. That's where you go from being a manager to being a facilitator. My job isn't to do everything. It's to make sure everything valuable gets done somehow. So, for everything outside that golden quadrant, I created a system with 3 alternative paths. Path 1, let's say the marketing team has a great idea that has high value but is maybe only complicated on the feasibility scale for my team right now. They have a budget. The solution is simple, the fast lane. I tell them, great, let's get it done. Use your budget to hire a dedicated AI engineer or data scientist for this project. They get the speed they need, and the project doesn't get stuck in my backlog. My role here shifts to technical leadership. I'm not doing the day-to-day coding, but I am helping define the project's architecture to make sure it fits with our other systems, doing regular code reviews to maintain quality, joining their project meetings to make sure they stay on track. It's a win-win. They get their project done fast, and I ensure it's done right without derailing my team's strategic priorities. Path 2. Now for a more common scenario. A team has a problem they need to solve, but they have zero budget for a new hire. But what they do have are smart, motivated people with some time to spare. This is the do-it-yourself lane. I basically become a consultant and empower them to solve their own problem using low-code or no-code AI tools. These are platforms where you can drag and drop components to build powerful automated workflows without writing a single line of code. My go-to recommendations are tools like Langflow or AENA. My role here is to be a guide, not a gatekeeper. First, I show them a menu of approved, easy-to-use tools. Next, I might run a 1-hour training session to show them the basics. From then on, I act as an on-call consultant if they get stuck on a tricky problem. This is incredibly empowering. The business team solves their own problem. They learn a new skill, and my team can stay focused. Path 3. This is the final boss. The hardest scenario. A department has a valuable idea, but they have no budget, and their people are completely maxed out. This is where I put on my deal-making hat. This is the collaborative lane. My last resort is to act as a bridge and borrow an engineer from a completely different team for a short period. I know what you're thinking. Who would ever agree to that? You have to sell it. You can't just ask to borrow their best person. You have to show the other manager how this collaboration is a win for them too. The key is to tie the project to a larger, company-wide goal. Here's a real-life example. Our IT support team was drowning in service tickets. They had no budget or people to spare. I knew we could build an automated flow to analyze and route these tickets, saving hundreds of hours. So I went to the manager of the ITSM team, the ones who manage the internal software tools. I said, look, one of the company's official goals this quarter is to improve operational efficiency. This project directly supports that goal. If you lend me one of your software engineers for 3 weeks, we can build this. We will track the hours saved, and you can present that as a major win for your team in the next company-wide meeting. He agreed. It was a win-win-win. The support team got their problem solved. The manager I borrowed from got to show his team's impact on a major corporate goal, and I got a valuable project done without touching my team's roadmap. The biggest lesson was that you have to speak the language of shared goals. Prioritizing AI projects isn't just about making a list, it's about creating a system that allows for structure, empowers people with autonomy, and fosters collaboration. Your role as a leader in this space isn't to be a bottleneck, it's to be a facilitator, to build the roads, not drive all the cars. By using a simple grid and offering these 3 creative paths, you can stop drowning in requests and start delivering incredible value across the entire organization. If this gave you a new way to think about your projects, just wait until you see what's in our next video. Thank you.